Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. This is my overview of the Cold Steel Trailmaster maiIII version. The Cold Steel Trailmaster maiIII is a grail knife for me. I bought this for my 40th birthday. I have a bit of a tradition here. For my big milestone birthdays, 40th, 50th birthdays, I tend to buy what I consider expensive knives, and I try to get a grail knife for me. So for my 40th birthday, I had long wanted one of these knives. I'd been wanting one since they had first come out in the 80s. Never bought one, and then for my 40th, I decided to buy one, and I ended up getting one. Anyway, on to the overview. The Cold Steel Trailmaster is a drop point Bowie, features a full tang with Kray-ex over-moulded handles. So showing the blade. It's the maiIII VG1 420J laminate with a flat grind. Trying to get it all in the frame. And it does feature a convex edge. Very nicely done from factory. It's a true convex edge. Full clam shell convex edge over the entire blade. Non-sharpened swedge. Highly polished, satin polish to the blade. There it is, all the way around it. It is a big knife, so it's going to be hard to get it all on the frame. I will put the rest of the stats in the description bar as per normal at the bottom of the video. These are made in Japan. Comes with what they call a Cor-Ex sheath. It's just a cordura sheath. Mine is modified. If you notice, when they first come, the snap closure is actually on the other side, and as you're drawing it out, it tends to cut here. So I swapped it over so that when you're drawing it out, it's drawn out on the proper side, and it doesn't cut the snap sheath anymore. I really like these cordura sheaths. I think they're a lot better sheath than the Cor-Ex sheaths. And I've added a Cobra weave leg strap on, and I've added a thumb loop lanyard with a highly decorative skull bead on it. And just to show you what happens with them, it's just a matter of thumb loop up. There it is in the hammer grip. Plenty of room on the handle. Actually got lots of room on the handle with my extra large hands. No problems. The short guard works really well. The top bit here does prevent you from coming up on the blade, but with these knives, you tend to use it more in the hammer grip. And I do advocate with any large knives that you use a lanyard, because you don't want them coming out of your hand. But these handles are very sticky and grippy. So they do tend to be have really good grip in your hand. I did buy this, this knife is 10 years old. I bought it for my 40th birthday. I did buy it for $340 Aussie. Currently selling at Cleavers for what it amounts to $500. They're $499.99. He does advertise them as still being the maiIII. I haven't actually picked up any of them, and I don't know if I can get it to... There it is there. Trailmaster, VG1 maiIII. There is a little bit of billboarding. Cold steel made in Japan on the other side. He does advertise them as still being the VG1 maiIII. I don't know if they've actually swapped them over to the Sanmai VG10. I'm not sure. But they do another Trailmaster in A2 steel. So there are several variants of this knife. They did come out in a carbon 5 version as well. They're a lot rarer. They have a different guard. I think they've got a brass guard on them as well. So, yeah, there are several variants of them. Typical fit and finish for Japanese knives. Japanese-made Sanmai 3 knives. It's all really well done. The laminate line is perfect, very even. The grind is, and like the convex sharpening is fantastic. It's really well done. I will admit I have done very little cutting with this knife. It's just so damn pretty. I didn't really want to do a lot with it, and I have babied it. I have done a little bit, but it's mostly been a safe queen. Not because I don't think it can handle it. It's just that I wanted to keep it. I've got other users, and it's just to give me pleasure to own. That was mainly why I bought it. I have used it a little bit, like just cutting paper. I did slam it into a piece of pine at one stage in the tip, just to see what would happen. It seemed to work really well doing that. Other than that, I haven't done much at all with it. But that's not to say that I don't think it could handle it at all. I wanted to try and keep it as good as... I wanted to keep it in as good a condition as what possible. It is still incredibly sharp. And that's the factory edge. I haven't touched it. Shaving sharp. I just tried it just before. So, yeah. So I really can't say how well it cuts. It cuts paper and arm hair really well. But there are plenty of videos. I'm very late to the game with this. So it cuts... You can see plenty of videos on how these knives cut and chop on YouTube. Okay, I've mentioned that they're available in different steels. This was designed by Lynn Thompson to overcome the perceived shortcomings of the traditional Bowie, and mainly in the handle. A lot of Bowies came out with the typical either stag or wooden handles, the coffin handles, and Lynn wanted to change that up, so he got onto this handle to cushion the handle, and I think he achieved that well. He also put a drop point on it, which I absolutely love for a drop point Bowie. This is very rarely do you see a drop point Bowie in a knife, and they're normally clip points, which I really don't like. And this is one of the only drop point Bowies that you can get. So that was why that really drew me to it. And that was basically the design brief that Lynn came up in the 80s, Lynn Thompson came up with for the Trailmaster. So he designed this, and as far as I'm concerned, he achieved it. Like, it's a quintessential drop point Bowie knife that overcame all the shortcomings of the traditional Bowie and brought it into as a reinterpretation of and brought it into as a modern Bowie. And that's what this is. It's a modernized Bowie. Okay, the pros of the knife is Lynn achieved what he set out to do, and that was modernize the Bowie design with modern materials and the perceived shortcomings of the Bowie design, and then deliver it. And that's what he did. And I think he did an admirable job and achieved it, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a classic knife, and it's, in my opinion, one of the best looking Bowies ever designed. And it's a grail knife for me, and I simply love it. I did put in the pros, the fit and finish. It's typical Japanese maiIII fit and finish. Everything on it is done exceptionally well. As I said, the laminate lines are, I don't know if the camera will pick them up. They're all even, all the grind lines, not with the convex. The convex is done really well. All the lines, everything's done really well. I've gone over the entire knife. There was one little bit of scuffing on here, on where the Trailmaster and that is, but that's just a cosmetic scuffing. Other than that, fit and finish was perfect on it. So yeah, and then that comes to the cons, which was virtually none on the knife. A cosmetic scuffing there. Other than that, none. But I didn't like the way that clasp was put on the wrong side, because it cut here as you drew the knife out. But that was an easy fix. I just moved it around, put it on the other side. Other than that, I love the sheath. Really good sheath. So yeah, it works really well. I did have to put a leg brace on it, because it's a big knife and it does flap around. And yeah, it did need that. Anyway, I'll give you another good look around the knife. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a large, and they're a 9.5-inch blade, but that is measured from the guard. It is actually a 9-inch cutting length. So it's a 9.5-inch blade from the guard to the tip. But if you're looking for a large, modernised Bowie, nice thick spine, they're 5/16 or 7.6 millimetre spine, so they're incredibly thick, robust, nice solid tip with the swedge. It's non-sharpened, but plenty of penetration power, formidable choppers. I've seen them done. I will mention about the chipping issues again. I've seen, there's a bloke on YouTube called Grinder MC or Grinder McGee. He went to town on a coat hanger with it. Didn't chip the edge. All it did was just form little detents, little dents in the edge, and then he sharpened them out and they're gone. They didn't chip the edge out at all. So if you want to have a look up that video, I think the chipping issues on these are overstated, and it's just dickheads doing things that they shouldn't be doing with their knives. So that's all I'll say about that. Showed you in the grip. As I said, plenty of room. But in conclusion it's a grail knife for me. I love it. I think it's everything that I've ever wanted in a large, modernised Bowie style, drop point Bowie knife. Entirely happy with the purchase. And even at $500, I don't think you are overpaying for a knife of this calibre, because they deliver spectacular points on everything, like the fit and finish, everything about them. Incredibly sharp out of the box. Really good fit and finish. Well-designed sheath. Everything about it just speaks class, pride of ownership. I tend to gush about them, but as I said, they're a grail knife for me, and I really do love this knife. Anyway, that's my overview of the Cold Steel Trailmaster. I do tend to be a bit of a fanboy about it. I make no apologies about that, because, yeah, I do love it. And I'm glad I bought it. Thanks for watching.